Hello. It's Saturday. And we are in a new room with a new setup. And lights are the same. Everything else is the same. We just moved everything. I moved everything. That's what I've been up to all week. That's why the only video this week was a very quick video. So it's the weekend before Christmas. How's everyone doing tonight? This is all wrong. Yes, the window is moved. The window was here, and now it's here. And now I stare at a blank wall. I need to put something on this wall. I'll figure something out. But I'll get used to it, Raymond. It's going to be this way for a while now. Okay, so, obviously, new room. I didn't just paint the walls. Everything is in a new room now. It gives me a little bit more room to work with. I got my C920 on a long extension USB cable. So I'll do a little tour in a minute. But tonight's stream, originally tonight's stream was going to be a continuation of the video that I did earlier this week of just basically playing with settings and trying to do a speed benchy. However, a care package arrived. I keep forgetting the camera's over there now. From nirecue, which if you don't know, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Nirecue is the guy who does a lot of the group buys. A couple weeks ago, he contacted me, wanted to send me a care package with a few miscellaneous items. And I'm like, sure, whatever. Why not? There was more in the box than I thought there was. So we'll go over that later after the tour. But hopefully we'll be starting the new build that will take us until we get to the Toasty Boy build. So Toasty Boy is still on the table, but that was supposed to be the next build, but I wasn't going to start ordering stuff until the new year for that build, just for budgetary reasons and whatnot. So this build will kind of fill that gap. So I'll get to that later. But yes, so nirecue, this build will be because of you and because you guys keep pestering me about it. Look at that floor, so clean. Yes. All 2 feet of it you can see. Okay, so tour. So right now, this isn't the final setup. The desk I'm finding is actually probably a little too close to the wall. So I'm going to be bumping the desk back. Before I do that, though, I'm going to need something to fill this gap. I'm probably going to bump it back maybe half a foot. So I'm going to need like a shelf or something to fill the gap because I don't want stuff falling over. Camera position's a little bit different. It's just going to take me a little bit to get used to it. But, so from this angle, as you can see, we got the printers. This is not how they're going to be. This bench will be shifted this way, along with the two V2s. And I'm going to either build or buy another bench for the little printers. So the little printers will be here, and then the big printers over here. And the reason the little printers will be here, so it'll just be a continuous wall of printers, is it'll leave this whole wall open here, and I'll have a shelf with like prints or stuff on it. Same with the window. I'll board the window up because obviously you're not going to be, I'm not going to have that window open ever. So, John Clark, $50. Oh shit. Here for 15.5 benchy, I owe ya. I didn't do it quicker. I honestly, the printers haven't been plugged in since then. I filmed that video on the ground. The printer was legit sitting right here on the ground because I had nothing in this room. My camera was sitting on a box of filament for that video. But I try to do a video a week, so that was there. And somehow that's like the best video I've done so far. So, Eric, no, this is not the same room. I know, I got to do the how to print ABS video. Hopefully I'll have time over the holidays to do it. It's been hectic the past few weeks where I like have an hour of day to do whatever, and this week has been moving everything. So hopefully, yeah. The lighting is much better. It's the same lighting. I think it's just the way the room is with the darker walls. Everything kind of just fits a little bit better for the lighting. The light left of camera, our left. So this light right here, I can turn it down. Let me see here. Where is it? So I can turn that down. I don't know if that's any better. Like the color of the walls. Yes, it's London Road Beauty Tone from Home Hardware. So anyways, so this will be the wall of printers. I'll put shelves up here with prints on it or something just to fill the space. This wall is empty, and I'm going to have to put something on it just for echo reasons. But let's go to shaky camera 2. So right now, that's the stream setup. And in the computer, and the toolbox and whatnot. That light will actually get mounted on the wall up there. Because right now it's just on a tripod because that's all I have. I got to get some storage for underneath the bench. Because right now my Kennedy is just sitting there. This guy will obviously get moved over. Underneath will probably be all the filament. Because right now all my filament's just sitting in a pile. Yeah. And then more storage, that's just empty, and then that's bright light. That's just storage, all the crap. And most of that is not organized. I got to go through it all and organize it still. But yeah. So that's the quick tour of the room. It was blown up the highlights. Yeah, when I moved everything got moved around. So I think I might have the two lights mixed up. Don't go into the light. Assuming there's more donation options, YouTube on desktop. I don't know how the donations work. I'm pretty sure you can put in whatever value, but it's super chat. Is how it works. And I do have memberships, so if you're not a YouTube member, you can do that now. Okay, presents, yes, presents. So, one thing that came in, well, several things came in. The first one was Steve sent me in some ABS panels for Switchwire, okay? Because as you know, I have a Switchwire. It's there. It's my dual extrusion test bed printer, okay? So, I know you guys keep asking me to rebuild Switchwire because you want me to build a Switchwire. The problem is, it's already built, okay? I'm not going to rebuild a printer for no reason. I had to do it with V2 or V0 because I had a lot of beta parts in it, and there was stuff I need to update, and actually my new lead screw came in, so I'm going to have to fix the lead screw, but we have these. Now, throwing in new panels isn't exactly a full build. Then he also said motors. So these are the LDO Switchwire motor set, and these are all of them. So we got the direct feed and the other ones too, and they're these, you know, nice motors there with the Voron focus, Voron logo on them. But anyways, so those are some really nice motors. I probably won't be using this guy because I like the having at least one printer that runs a Bowden setup so I can test Bowden. Okay. And then also, because he's a super swell guy, we have some V1.8 motors. So these are the high temp motors that will be going in Toasty Boy. And these are the 0.9 degree steppers. So I have the 2004 ones, which are the good ones, I guess. And then he also sent me some 1004, which are the depreciated ones, but I'm sure I'll find a use for them. And then also, I know you guys keep wanting me to use it. Galileo in a Ziploc bag. So, got the little Galileo stepper motor. Again, with the fancy Voron logo. We got the, I guess, metal drive gear or spur gear, or I don't know what the Galileo parts are. I've actually never really looked at the files for the Galileo. All the SLS parts, which is actually the first time I've ever held any SLS made parts, and they're pretty cool. Anyway, so we got a Galileo. So Galileo will be going in Toasty Boy, because there's no point putting in Switchwire, okay? Because Switchwire is going to be my my dual extrusion Bowden setup, right? So I've got panels for Switchwire and I got new motors, but that's not a full rebuild, right? There's no point in completely rebuilding a printer for new motors, right? You just take the old ones out, put them in, okay? So I know you guys want a new Switchwire build, but I'm not going to rebuild a whole printer for no reason. This was also in the box, though. This is a reason to rebuild my Switchwire now. LDO blue anodized frame for a Switchwire. Yeah. Also, a million LDO stickers. So, go buy LDO stuff. If you're in the US, print it solid. Carries LDO. If you're in Canada land, Sparta 3D. So, we now have the super schmeckshy Switchwire frame now. That means tonight we're going to be taking apart Switchwire and then rebuilding it. Here we go again. So basically a repeat of the V0, where I had it built. You guys wanted me to build it, so I took it apart and rebuilt it. So here we go again. Now, on the bright side, this probably won't be too long. Honestly, if I can get it torn apart today, we could probably get the frame rebuilt today. But another part is parts, okay? Yeah, the old Switchwire Switcharoo. Oh, okay, now I know what I'm going to retitle this video after, because I didn't want to put something in the title of the video that gave it away, obviously. Here for now. And grab Switchwire. Do I have filament loaded in this? Pretty sure I do. I do. I have to heat this up. I don't have any power. That ain't gonna work. I don't have any power run to the printers right now, but I need an extension cord. Yeah, that one's being used there. I don't have an extension cord. Well, you know what? Screw it. I'll just cut the filament. So we will be tearing apart the Switchwire tonight. So let me get the music going and catch up on chat. Don't take apart the other one, build a second one. So the problem is, I was seriously tempted to build a second Switchwire. Problem is, I don't need 2 Switchwires, okay? I don't need 5 printers as is, and I'm looking to build number 6, right? That will be Toasty Boy. So I would have to buy a new bed. I'd have to buy new controllers. I'd have to buy basically everything but the motor. Oh, new rails as well. I'd have to put a lot of my own money into it when I don't really need 2 Switchwires. So I will be rebuilding this. I am going to be reprinting the parts though, and that's one thing we're going to have to figure out tonight. Is what color to print the parts. I have some ideas of my own, but I'm open to suggestions. And I'll go through what filaments I have too. Let's see here. Kit, yeah, I've seen that, but I'm going to try and reuse the wire loom. I'm just going to pull it out, label it all, and put it back in. So I'm going to reuse the belt. Everything I'm going to reuse. I think I'm not going to reuse printed parts, though. I think I'm going to go to new printed parts, and I'm going to use this as an excuse to go to dual M4s. Neon green, KVP, stellar blue. Okay, I can't get KVP easily, although, again, nirecue puts me up with the good shit. I got red and blue KVP, and this is actually Voron red, I think. Yep, Voron red, KVP coil, and whatever the blue is. Blue. So, I have KVP finally. I only got 2 of them, but I'll take it. Yeah, that is Voron red. It might be the colors being blown out. I haven't rebalanced the camera or anything. Put one of the frame pieces out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking it apart for a bit. And then when I get bored of taking it apart, I'll go through what the colors I have on hand are. And then what I'm thinking of, and then if anyone has any better ideas, I'll just do that. Red and blue Spider-Man. I was thinking of doing red now that I have KVP red. I'm gonna need a container to put all these screws in. Shit. I almost dropped this on bringing it over. This is my Acromill container. This slipped and I almost dropped this moving it between the rooms. It would have been a not fun day if that happened. It would have been a very bad day if that happened. So I'm going to keep the plastic parts for now, but odds are I'm reprinting everything. So I'll probably be doing that over the next couple days. I thought you said V1 was the next build. Sick, I just got my... It was going to be the next build. It's still on the table. But I was going to start ordering the parts that I need to order in the new year, like in early January. But because nirecue hooked me up with a Switchwire frame, in the meantime, I'm going to rebuild Switchwire. So... Oh, wait. Oh, F to pay respect to the old Switchwire. Yeah. Then I can have... Yeah, if I put them all in a bin, then I can do another stream where I just sort screws on stream. I still can't believe I did that. I don't even know how to take this apart. Like, options for it. Okay. That can come off. You ordered blue and got black. Was that from LDO? I would contact them if you got the wrong one. I don't know if they'd be able to do what they'd be able to do, but I would still contact them. Okay, one jet pack. Whoops. One isn't. That one isn't. I don't have a quick connect with that. Yeah, I do now. Switchwire only uses one MCU. Yes. By default, the spec build uses an SKR Mini E3 V2 because you only need 4 stepper motors. However, mine uses a an SKR V or an SKR 1.4 simply for the fact that I run dual extrusion, so I need 5 stepper motors. Josh Murray, $4.99. Coffee fun for new setup. Thank you. Appreciate it. There was a little while there where I was really into coffee when lockdown started. I bought a French press and all that. And then I gave up after like a week. I didn't bring the garbage in the room yet. 1 minute. I'll be back. There we go. I'm still like finding stuff I forgot to bring over and whatnot. Go blue then red. How fast can the Switchwire print? As fast as you're comfortable with. Blade Scraper, $5. Here's for some coffee. Enjoy. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Enjoy the stream tonight. Actually, let me see if they fix the chat overlay. Because remember we were having that issue last week with the overlay being all buggy? Okay, it looks like it's working. Be nice if the work area can be moved to 6 inches closer. Okay. I could zoom it in. But the problem is, like, it's the way the setup is right now is, let me see. Like, I could just move it here. Like, if you're okay with me taking it apart here. It's just right there is the point I get the whole thing in. Check your extrusions. Printed Solid had to take apart multiple kits before they found a set with properly tapped 300mm extrusion. That means most LDO kits are not properly tapped. I tapped all the ones in this myself. If I run into issue, I have the taps to fix it. So I'm not super concerned about tap. And it's a new kit, so I'm assuming it's good. But yeah, like, I have access to all the machinery to do it myself if I need to. I guess Gantry first. Take the tool head off. Oh, and another thing I'm going to be swapping out. I do have an Omron probe now for my for the probe for this guy, so I'm going to be swapping that in too. Dang it, I didn't label anything. Shit. Where are you table on? Oh, that's that. Okay. So I didn't do that. Okay, so if I got to pull that out now. Is a switch capable of the 60, 90, 120? It'll run that speed, but you might have to turn your accelerations and decelerations down. I haven't put input shaper on here yet, so I haven't been able to test it, you know, at ludicrous speeds. But honestly, it should handle it okay, but probably not at the, you know, the 7,000 acceleration or like the 11,000 I was doing in that video there. Have there been any thoughts on making a Voron engraver mill? VCNC has been an idea floated around for years, but it's never actually moved into anything. Maybe, like, I plan on trying, depending on how things go, trying to do a CNC in the next year or so. But that will be, like, my own project. Maybe. We'll see. Because I'm trying to think of ways, and I'm like trying to figure out how to do home-built CNC that doesn't require having access to welders and mag drills and bridge ports and like actual like having proper machinery. Kind of like how a 3D printer, you can build a Voron at home with basic tools. There's very few, if any, actual CNC machines that aren't routers that you can do at home without, you know, either spending a lot of money and just buying a pre-built assembly or just doing it yourself. Like CNC, unfortunately, is one of those things. Proper CNC, milling CNC, is nowhere near as easy to get into than 3D printing. What is... Oh, that's the end stop. That's right. I have an end stop. I don't know where my notepad went. There's my notepad. Please tell me I wrote these down. I don't think I did. Dang it. Okay, I'll figure it out later. Had to build this thing for cheap, only use 200,000 worth of tools. Well, that's the thing, like if you have a bridge port and a welder, you know, you can get, you know, tube steel, cut it with an oxy torch, weld it into your frame. Like, you could build a beastly CNC at home if you have, you know, all the equipment. But the problem is most people don't have that equipment, or they don't want to go buy, like, I'm not going to go buy an oxy torch so I can just cut some tube steel. I should probably take the belts off. Seacat Linga. Thank you very much. I'll buy a coffee next time. Happy holidays, everyone. Happy holidays to you. Okay, I'm just going to grab an empty... Do I have any empty ones? I gotta have one of these empty. There we go. Explain this. This is... Okay, you know how, like, when you buy stuff, they give you Allen keys? Like, I have a whole drawer of the exact same Allen key for some reason. I live in an apartment. CNC is off the table. Yeah, that's another reason. Like, if I build CNC, it's living in my garage. I'm not having a CNC in this room. Indoors, because metal chips. Okay, so belts. Save the belts. There we go. So yeah, the key back is enough to hold the gantry up without belts. So there's no belts in this, and it's still kind of holding there. So that's that. Yep, so that's the tool head off. So I'm hoping I can reuse most of the, like the assemblies and whatnot. I'm hoping I can just reuse them all. The PCB maker, do prototype PCBs. That was like another one I was kind of looking at. It's like a super small one. But the problem is I don't do PCBs for one. And if I did PCBs, like, what is it? JLC and whatnot, those China companies that make PCBs, they're damn quick and cheap for what they do. So I know most people just use them. You do a lot of printing outside of Warren parts? I have a million projects that are kind of like, oh, I'll get to it one day on my list, like the Iron Man helmet, which is still unfinished parts sitting in a box that I got to sit down and sand and everything. But I don't know, between like work and family right now lately, it's kind of like I don't have as much time as I would like to do projects. And when I do have free time, it's on stuff. Where do I keep these guys at? Yeah, right there. So that's held up pretty good. So this is the Y splitter, and this is after I want to say probably maybe 100 hours of dual extrusion printing. Like it's still pretty good. I know the lighting ain't great there, but if anything, it looks better now because it's, you know, smoothed out. That's not bad. I might take some pictures of that, put it on the... what's the green names in chat mean? Those people are members. You can become a member of the channel, which is basically like Twitch, how you could subscribe to somebody. Same thing. But I do put out, I try to put like small little videos or old videos that I never made public. I'll put those out for members and whatnot. Just incentivize it. Plus, if you become a member, your name pops up in the chat, or pops up on the screen right about here. And I am putting apart all the side, or putting aside all the parts that I need to take the heat sets out of, because I'm not going to be throwing them out. So, where did I put my... I need a little key here. Danny Quest has become a member. Thank you, Danny. Okay. I'll read that in a second for you. I'm my toolbox. I'm trying to find flathead. This I did draw. Okay. Nirecue, shout out Jason from LDO for making these group buys possible, and Lawrence Jared for all the Orbiter Galileo funsies. Yes, shout out to them. if you are looking for LDO stuff, printed solid in the US and Sparta 3D in Canada, carry them now. They make good shit. Now, I wouldn't normally take it out of the chains, but I'm taking it out of the chains just to make sure I don't have any wear on the wires, because these are silicone wires. I just want to make sure I don't have any damage to them, because unfortunately silicone wire is great, but it's the sheathing on it's soft, so it has a tendency to rub away on the drag chains, especially if you use the cheapo China drag chains. That the injection molding on them isn't exactly the softest on the edges. But a quick cursory glance, I don't see any wear or anything. I did actually grease them up. I do remember greasing these up with some PTFE grease, so they were okay. Okay, good there. Remington won't ship to Canada. You can get it now in Canada, but it's kind of pricey. I need to get my hands on some, though. I need to get it for Toasty Boy. Yes, we do have a lead. There is a source now for the PTFE on AliExpress. Is anything published for the Ender 3 Switchwire? Crud. Let me find it on... Let me pull up my Twitter here. Because somebody liked a post. Let me find it. Grizzly, I think it's called, or something like that. I think I retweeted it, actually. Home. Did I retweet it? I can't remember. No, I don't think. Gizzle. Yeah, Gizzle. I'm trying to find it right now. Trying to find a link to it. No. Oh, you sent me the link on Discord? Okay, one second. Okay. There we go. So this is it right here. So this is the Switchwire mod. I'll share it in chat. So this is if you want to turn an Ender 3 into a Switchwire. Some of the parts are modified, I believe. Obviously, you don't get to enclose it, but I didn't close my Switchwire either. But there you go. So just to compare that to an actual full-on Switchwire, it's mostly the frame that's different, obviously. So yeah. Why is ABS or aluminum commonly used for back and bottom panels, but not acrylic or polycarbonate? Honestly, it's an appearance thing. The ABS sheets are honestly they're cheaper than the polycarbonate, and then with the ABS, you have to cut it. Usually, you have to cut like slots or holes in it for access or whatever. It's easier to cut this at home than polycarbonate or acrylic, because acrylic, if you're cutting it, you can crack it really easily, and then it just the whole sheet's cracked, right? Whereas this is just ABS sheet, right? You can cut it with a knife, X-Acto knife, a cutter, whatever. So it's easier to DIY this at home than acrylic. Plus it's cheaper and you don't need to see through it, so. So y'all engineers? No, I am not an engineer. I just work in the tool trade. Ever thought about trying the 5015 duct for the Switchwire? I'm tempted to now, actually. Mostly for the fact that this is mostly a PLA machine. So I might be doing it. I'll have to look because I don't think I don't have any. Or I can just use. I do have a 5015 fan, but it's 12 volts. So I'll have to run a buck converter or something. Oh wait, I already have a buck converter in here for 12 volts. I'll be able to do it. So yeah, I probably will do that then. Is that screwed down? Yeah, that's screwed down. So I probably will do the 5015 mod. First, plastic part of the garbage. So I'm hoping with the stream, I don't know what the schedule will look like between now and the new year. Christmas is on Friday. Okay, so right there is the keyback doing its thing. That's good. So without the keyback, with the keyback. Be very careful with the keyback. There is a lot of tension on it. Poke your eye out if you're not careful. Honestly, wear like safety glasses when you're fiddling with it. Especially if you try to open it for whatever reason. He sent me a DM with the link to the 5015 duck I've been using. Okay, I'll take a look at it. I probably will put it on here. Like, for those that watched the video, where I did the speed print earlier this week. I did it just for fun, honestly. Just to see if I could match those speeds that the Hevort guy was doing, Mirage D. But it's honestly fully impractical. Like, it's ABS. You can't force cool ABS and still get strong prints out of it. Like, the Veggie, actually, I'm surprised it didn't fall apart in my hands afterwards. But if you're actually running plates of parts like that, your part strength would be horrible, right? You can't speed cool ABS. Buck converter shouldn't work with a PWM fan. I remember I did it on... Ooh, that might have been the part fan. I don't know. I'll have to take a look. Garbage. I gotta take those out. Z drive, no reduction. On this guy, the Z drive, this is a Core XZ. So it's basically the vertical gantry is the horizontal gantry on a Core XY printer, but vertical basically. Like, honestly, the silicone wire works. I don't recommend it, but if you already have it, you can make it work. Either slather it in PTFE super grease. That's what I did. Or do what I did on, like, Tallboy here. And put the wire in a sleeve. Yeah, FEP is fine. Oh, shit. Hey, I just lost the carriage. Oopsie doodles. I forgot that the key back holds the carriage on. Oh, yeah. Didn't lose any balls. Okay. M5 screw. Okay. There we go. Okay. I'm actually surprised I didn't lose any ball bearings there. I'm legit impressed. Okay. There's that. Take these off. Wait, is he Canadian? Yes, I am Canadian. By the way, the super complicated XY joint or XZ joint, that's it right there. It's a bearing stack, 2 of them, and 2 printed parts. That is your XZ joint. That's it. Blade Scraper. Thank you for becoming a member. Oh yeah, on the V0 stream, I built the bed upside down. I just took the whole assembly off the rails, like carriages and all, and just flipped it. Okay, so that is pretty much the gantry taken apart. I guess is next. Although I gotta unhook the bed from underneath first. Oh, and here's the key back. For those that don't know, the key back is literally just a fancy like keychain retainer. That's all it is. That's all it is. Is this where the cool kids hang out? Yes. Every Saturday night. I even got Christmas music playing for you guys. I talked to KVP. They will ship to Canada. That must be new. I do have some now. nirecue sent me. I got a coil of red and blue. So I do have some KVP to try out finally. Started using only benchies and linking people to the channel. Greatest idea ever. Okay, so now I have to unhook some wires underneath. My wonderful cable management. Okay, I don't need the webcam anymore. Come on. Okay, I already have a picture of this. Yeah, that's right. Okay, that goes to there. So... you go there. You guys connect to those fans. I should have put connectors on these, but I didn't plan to take this apart this soon, so I just soldered everything directly. Guess I used a million zip ties on everything. Gotta make it look good. Okay, so let's see, that's that. That powers that. Okay, let's get some of this stuff out of here so I don't break anything. Got the Raspberry Pis out. That means we can pull the power supply for the Raspberry Pi. You weren't kidding about getting your chamber too hot and melting the PLA or PETG parts the printer is made from. Just found out how bad it could get. John, post pictures. I want to see that. Okay, so the little power supply for the Raspberry Pi is out. This guy is right here. Yep. So that's the main power supply and then a buck converter for the two fans that I use for cooling the compartment. Those mounts I'm not reprinting. I'm not going to bother reprinting those mounts. That's that. So then where does... Okay, right here is where it comes in. I got a million zip ties holding this all together. Trying to cut the zip ties without cutting any wires. By the way, how does the audio sound, guys? Is there is it echoey or like how's the audio sound? Is it the same as before or whatever? Ooh, L Moses, $20. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for enjoying the stream and watching. Sounds clear. Audio is great. Okay, that's good. Oh. What do you think of O drive for AB motors? NEMA 17s can already push the printer fast enough to outrun a hot end. I really don't see any point to going to more expensive, beefier motors at this time. So, a little bit of echo. Yeah, Maker Viking. As you like, right now I have an empty wall in front of me that's just soaking or bouncing back all the noise. So I need to put something there. Before I had the window and I had my cardboard of sound insulation sitting on it. And then I had this guy over there was sitting in the other wall, but I don't have it like set up yet. So unfortunately, I figured it would be a little bit echoey in here, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be. It was much worse when the room was empty, that's for sure. Overkill is where it's at, yes. Some of the folks in Toronto tried something like the O drive and had more issues with them than without. I would believe it too. Like, NEMA 17s are tried and true, and we know they work, and we know how they perform, and you can easily design around them and whatnot. That's like, I'm not against new stuff, but oh no, still good. What would you get with O drive? Because again, we can already outrun the hot end. So yeah. Okay, so where is... Please tell me I have a marker. Please tell me I didn't lose any marker. Yes, good. Okay. So this is... I can't remember. What motor is this? That is X. Right? X, Y, no. Yeah, that's X. Okay. So this is the X motor. Dang, I hate JST. I hate JST. I hate JST. Come on, pop out. There we go. Okay, get my marker. X. Russian guy just subscribed. Thank you, Russian guy. R10 dip. Welcome. Go. Okay, so that's the X motor. You know, it's XZ. So I'm assuming that's the Z motor on the other side. Okay, what else do we got here? Evgen, welcome. Okay, so everyone's subscribing. Roberto, welcome. What's the thing to say? Like, half of you guys aren't subscribed. You should all subscribe if you want to see more. I love how, like, you can tell what the trend is for what the algorithm likes. When all the YouTube channels start saying the exact same thing. Okay, so that's the Y motor. I hate these connectors. I hate JST. There we go. That's Z. E0. Which I guess doesn't matter because I'm replacing both extruders. And E1. Okay, of course I cable sleeve the hell out of everything. I know pellet extruders can be higher flow, but you probably can't whip those around as much. Correct. They pellet extruders weigh a ton, and they don't work as well as they do in like injection molding machines, right? Because there's pellet extruders just have a screw that forces the filament through the heating element, where on like an injection molding machine, the screw is tapered, and it's not so much there is heat generation from heater bands, but it's also compressing the plastic. And then also it basically melts it all, and then the whole assembly pushes forward to push the molten plastic into the mold. So versus basically we're just augering pellets into a melty zone. So you don't get as much control either. Okay, so that's the probe. Getting 24 volts there. .4 volt probe. Okay. Like pellet extruders, you only really see on like the super large format printers. And by super large format, I mean like they're printing like man-size objects. Does the Voron use 1.75 or 3? It uses 1.75 in all stock designs. I believe there's a mod somebody whipped up to use 3mm. Although, honestly, I wouldn't use 3mm unless you already have a ton of 3mm. Okay, so what is that? That's fan. I don't know what fan that is. I'm assuming that's part fan, so that's fan. Oh, I can't write. I need to get a smaller marker. Do I have a smaller marker? Where'd the tunes go? There we go. Correct. Yeah, that's the problem, Bloody, there with 3mm is you can't transfer all the heat from the outside to the inside as easily as you can with... that's not a marker. It's not even working. As with 1.75. I think Ultimaker and... I can't remember who the other one are. The other one's still using it. Yeah, these pens are dead. Dang it. Man. Okay, hopefully I can figure out my writing. That is X and stop. Y and stop. Oh, I've already marked that one. Sweet. Dead. Yep, okay. Is bed. That is thermistor. Okay. So that is good there. So. Could water cooling fix the heating issue or the cooling issue? No, it's a matter of cooling the filament, not the hot end. Like mosquitoes and like this guy has a dragonfly. They don't suffer from heat creep issues anywhere near as much as like a V6 or like the Mark 8 extruder or hot end. Like really, you only need to water cool your hot end if you're printing like enclosed and printing peak, really. Like, it's overkill for the home gamer, basically. Yep, people do it. So I think that is... Oh, okay, so what do we got here? We got... Okay, so that is... Ear cartridge and another fan. I don't know which fan, but it is. So I think that is the whole loom. Yeah, okay, so we're good there. So let me rewrap this back up. There we go. So that is the loom that goes all the way to the tool head. Right there. So tool head on this end, controller board on this side. Voila. Correct, Andrew. Yeah, like if you go super crazy on like the part cooling, like the print, like layer adhesion goes to Garbo. And then if you're trying to print like all on the benchies that you see everyone's speed printing now, it's not so much an issue because it's such a small object. There's still a ton of heat being poured into that object there. But if you're trying to do like a whole bed of parts at those speeds, odds are you'd be warping like hell, and your layer adhesion would be Garbo. Mentioned SKR 1.3s are sufficient for 2.4 and SKR turbo is overkill. Yeah, if you're going to get an SKR, you don't need the turbo because the MCU, the actual, the increased speed of the MCU means absolutely nothing with Clipper. Am I dooming? No, I'm not dooming. I don't think I'll be building a Doom Cube, whatever it's going to be called. I try to stick to mainline releases for the most part. And I'm too busy to do dev work, really. Yeah, this can go up. Or at least mod work. Okay, so this is, why is this? Oh, that's the bed. Okay, let's unhook the bed now. This can come out. Go. Out. I don't know why there's no point in relabeling all the motors, considering I'm replacing all the motors. For the extruders. Yeah, that's the extruders. Z motor. Okay, let's pull the SKR. And this is a SKR 1.3. Voila. I should build a Jubilee printer. I don't have, like, honestly, the only non-Voron printer I have is the Bonsai back here somewhere. I'm not disinclined to building non-Voron printers. The thing is, like, I have 5 printers already. I'm looking at number 6. I don't need that many printers. So to invest all the time and money into buying and building a Jubilee would be kind of, I don't need it, unfortunately. Like, at least with Voron, I'm an admin. I'm part of the Voron dev team, but it's still, you know, my own out-of-pocket expenses that build these. So I kind of have the self-investment in that regard. Pull that one off. And we'll pull the bed off. Hey, just for fun, update Clipper and see if that board connects with USB. It should, like, it's running Clipper right now over USB. I have a printer problem. Yeah, I don't need this many printers, but I keep building them. So I'm keeping the wires for the bed and the drag chain because it's easier. Yes, Voron has a Discord. If you go to vorondesign.com under the community tab, you can find a link to it. There's like 10,000 people on it now. I don't know. Yeah, legit. Chat is going by a heck of a lot quicker than it normally does tonight. Which, considering I started doing these just so I had somebody to talk to when I was building printers, it wasn't all by my lonesome. I'm all for. So make sure you smash that like button and subscribe and other YouTube stuff. I swear, I'm just gonna record a snippet of me saying all the YouTube requirements that all YouTubers have to say. And anytime it comes up, I'll just push a button and it'll just play that little snippet. Can you give a quick intro? What's special about the Voron printers? If he's looking for something to read, there is a breakdown, I think, on one of the wikis or the GitHub or something. But basically, they're fully self-enclosed printers designed with ABS in mind, but it does print, you know, all the other traditional materials. But it's more a design, and because they were originally designed by RCF. To basically beat Ultimaker. This is back in like 2016 when he designed it first. Basically be able to beat an Ultimaker in print volume to printer size, which it still does. A Voron V2 is still the best, or if not one of the best, printers when it comes to print volume to printer size. It's designed to be fully enclosed. Like, you literally flap panels on these things to enclose them. Like, even the Switchwire, right? Like, you've all seen a bed flinger, right? Everyone throws them in a lax cube, which is horrible and resonancy, and it's way too big. Whereas the Switchwire, you just put panels on it. That's it. There, it's enclosed. All the Vorons are designed to be enclosed by design, and they're all within the dimensions of their frame. And then, you know, the V1 and the V2 and the V0, the Core XY, so you're going to get super fast print capabilities out of them and whatnot. And they're super reliable. I like them. I've been building them for like it's been like 3 years now. Yeah, it's been about 3 years. I ordered my first V1 parts roughly around this time 3 years ago. Did I? I didn't. Dang it. I thought I put quick connects on the bed. I did not. Yeah, the guys in chat are giving the whole spiel better than me right now. And, you know, there's an amazing community with thousands of people. Well documented, too. Unlike most other rep wrap printers, all of them, except for the Switchwire, because the manual's still coming for the Switchwire. Bed's off. They all have fully documented, illustrated manuals. So if you're going into it and it's your first build, or you've never built a printer from scratch before, there is literally step-by-step instructions for every one of them. Everything's fully tested. If you build it stock, you don't need to worry about, and this is like a common issue with a lot of other rep wrap printers. It's getting better now, but you'll find, like, you know, oh, I want to build a hypercube. Okay, well, you gotta build it, but use these mods, but these mods interfere with these mods, and all you have is like a bunch of random Thingiverse pages, whereas this, it's all, you know, you build it stock, it's going to work great. So. Sorry, trying to work and explain at the same time. I'm just trying to get this taken apart as quick as I can. Those. Okay. Bed carriage is off, and this uses the standard Mark III type carriage, but really any bed carriage will work as long as you can drill the 4 holes that you need to drill in it, and then the 2 offset holes. Yeah. Holy crap, chat is fast tonight. Oh yeah, the documentation on the D-bot. When I started off, I think it was either like a heat not a rail core, what was it? Fuse box. I think it was a fuse box is what I was looking at originally. Before I found Vora. This is how you could tell this was built using beta parts, because I had to cut that in half because it was too big, because it was hitting the panel. Ah, the joys of beta. What male connectors do you use for the tool head? I'm trying to find JSDX. Okay, so for wire-to-wire connection, use Molex Microfit 3s. You can buy them directly from like DigiKey or any of the other like vendors. Personally, I just buy them off AliExpress, and then so I buy the connectors off AliExpress, and then I bought a little box here and made my own kit. So I have like, I just actually refreshed because I was running low. I just buy the 4-pin, the 3-pin, and the 2-pin, and then but yeah, that's what I use. The only issue I found with the AliExpress Microfit 3s is the actual latching mechanism doesn't last quite as long as the legit one. So it will break eventually, but I'm not usually unhooking them that often. What's the practical limit of ABS speeds on a V2 350? I print 60, 90, 120 just fine. So that's 60 outer layer, 90 inner layers, 120 infill, and it prints that just fine. The issue comes down to when people are starting to do stuff like, you know, 11K XL at 250 millimeters a second on a benchy with a fan crank, then you start having issues. Thinking of converting an Anycubic i3 Mega. I don't think anyone's converted that into a Switchwire. You would be able to reuse the bed, the motor, controller board. I don't know about the frame. I don't know if what kind of frame it has. You need an extrusion style frame for it to work. What is interesting, you'll see other communities crap on Voron, and for this being my first full year on Voron Discord, I haven't seen any real bashing of other projects. Yeah, we do our own thing. If other people want to poo-poo us, whatever, they can do whatever. We sleep good at night. Engineers love holy wars, yes. You know, the vast majority of us are not engineers. I don't even have my ticket right now. The small print you call Bonsai, the Bonsai and Thingiverse is an XZ. Yeah, the Bonsai is just a traditional, it's basically a mini Prusa i3 style printer. Like, this is my Bonsai. It was built out of spare parts specifically to not be a great printer, although it actually prints a heck of a lot better than I thought it would. But this is for the how to print ABS for dummies videos that I will do one day. These panels off. What color is the new frame? It is blue. Have you done design contribution with the Voron designs, or is it mostly beta testing and suggesting changes? So the only things I have officially contributed in terms of part design to Voron is the little hook clippy thingy on the V0 to hold your belt or hold your umbilical to the tool head. I think I also did the slim down Raspberry Pi 3 mount for the V0. I think I just took the V2 one and made it thinner. And the jetpack. I was the guy who did the work converting the jetpack from mounting on the back of the extrusion to the standalone version that I had mounted on here, because I wanted to use it standalone. My CAD skills are not great. I'm still trying to teach myself how to do CAD properly. I just don't have the time, unfortunately. I'm hoping this year I might have a little bit more time to get into it. But mostly it's design input and testing. Because my background is I am a tool maker. So I work in a tool shop building plastic injection mold. I'm not a designer there. I'm a wrench monkey. I'm a guy on the floor who puts the tools together. But you do pick up stuff. So that's the old bottom panels, which are just coroplast. So those are going to be garbage. I also do a lot of the most of the instructional videos. So if you go to the Voron Discord, one of the first channels at the top is like help videos. Most of those are my videos. So that's one of the reasons I started the channel, was to do help videos. What is coroplast? Corrugated plastic. You can find that like Michael's or online, but it's basically, if you ever look at a for sale sign, or vote for Joe stickers, political stickers or whatever, or stickers, little yard signs, that plastic that you can see that's hollow, that's corrugated plastic. That's coroplast. So, like for example, Tallboy here, the panels on it are coroplast because it's cheap and works good enough for an enclosure. Although cardboard actually insulates better than coroplast. Yeah, I'm hoping to stick with Fusion 360. I know they changed a bunch of stuff, but that's like the only CAD program that I know any amount about. So. a close-up of my mains connector, please? It's just the, no. It's the one we tell you not to use, because I have a whole bunch of them, and I've never had an issue with them, so I keep using them. But it's just the generic. I think these ones are off Amazon. But I've never had an issue with them. But that kind of close to... I don't know where I put... I think it's still in the other room, the bare benchy. Cool, garbage. These got heat sets I gotta take out, dang it. Anyone got a link for the V0 Dragonfly? I don't know if there is a adapter for the Dragonfly yet. If you're using the Dragonfly BMO, it uses the Dragon mount. You just have to rotate your block a little bit so it lines up. Because the Dragonfly BMO, the 4 holes for the screws for rigid mounting it, are on like a 30-degree angle rotated versus square. So they're not like 1, 2, 3, 4. They're like 1, 2, 3, 4. They're kind of rotated a bit. But the spacing's the same. So you can use the Dragon mount to mount a Dragonfly BMO. You just have to spin the block a bit so it lines up still. That I got to take apart. What's the other? Oh. Where can you get parts for the Galileo? I'm actually not too sure where you can buy the parts. I think AliExpress has some of them. I think there is a Discord channel for the Galileo, I believe. These are all parts I gotta take up. Okay, screen's off. Best bet is AliExpress MJF parts and alu shaft with the special stepper. So yeah, there you go. nirecue said it. You can get all the parts for the Galileo off AliExpress. And I will be putting the Galileo that I got from nirecue in my in Toasty Boy. Okay, what's next? I guess the Z motor, or the Y motor. I'm gonna have so many extra steppers after all this. I'm going to switch to M4s on this guy. I was actually going to be doing that soon, but then some stuff showed up. One issue with the Galileo on the Switchwire, the drag chain mount has to change. Someone created one, but for IGUS change, not the generic seal. Okay, I see what you did. Yeah, it might just be a fitment, because remember, everything's designed with afterburner stock in mind, kind of. Okay, that was garbage. Motor's free. Don't want to lose that guy. ZN stop. I guess a lot of people are actually running ZN stops that are just, or the YN stop is just using, whatchamacallit, stall guard or whatever, stall detection for the end stop instead of using the switch. I guess it works just fine. I might do that on the rebuild. Build a camera slider for B-roll. Yes, that's another thing I gotta talk about. Is the overhead cam. Camera slider is a good idea too. I have a bunch of like 10mm rod and bearings kicking around. So go to crappy cam mode. So above me, and I didn't build this house. Hey, you can see yourself. So in the ceiling here, I have this raised portion. Okay. Hey, there's my nose. Okay. So it's really crappy because the ceiling is lower in this room than all the other rooms in the basement, which I'm assuming there's ducting and stuff up there, and that's why they did it. But there is legit like a 4-inch, probably about 3-inch slope from the ceiling over there to the ceiling over here. So if you're walking with your hand up, you can like see the gap close until your hand hits. And then also the walls aren't straight. Like the shelves on that wall are flat against the wall, and the shelves are vertical, but there's like maybe that much of a gap at the top. So they did a great job building the basement. But anyways, we got the old camera. So before I got the A5100, we're using this guy, right? The Sony Vixia. What I'd like to do is put this on a carriage and have it ride up here so that I can use it for the overhead cam. And I can make it dummy. I literally could just mount it on something and just move it by hand because it's right there. I can just move, put my hand up and move it. But it would be sweet if I could actually, make it a project and put it in a controllable mount, because all I would need to do is traverse on the X, pivot on a Y, and then zoom is just a rocker switch up here. So you could probably just use a servo to control that. And then, yeah, 3 degrees of control is all you need. So might be a summer project. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, what I'm going to do is not lose the steppers here. Zip ties, zip ties. Where are my zip ties? No, Canadian house, but from what I can understand is the previous owners did it all themselves, and yeah. Like honestly, it's all usable, it's just, you could tell it wasn't professionally done, but it's a basement. Most people do that finish their own basements themselves, so I kind of understand it, at least. Still kind of sucks. Any chance the V2 will be updated to change the linear rail so we can use standard V slot for the frame? Unfortunately not, because it's MGN 9. So you would have to go to MGN 12, which if you go to MGN 12, then you have to change all the extrusions to 3030, because, like, okay, good example right here on Switchwire. Switchwire uses all MGN 12. So if you try to put MGN 12 rails on 2020 extrusion, you can see how they sit out past the limits of the extrusion. You can't have that on a V2. Otherwise, the panels don't work. Like, you can't put the panels on. Their stuff hits each other. Belt pathing doesn't work. It just, unfortunately, it doesn't work. So you'd have to redesign the entire printer to use MGN12 to use V-slot. Or you just keep using flat extrusions. All the T-nuts. Okay, let's yeah, this uses 8mm. Cool. Really big boys. There. There we go. Okay. Having the right size Allen key helped. I'm going to build one with the Nova hot edges. Honestly, I don't get the Nova. All the Nova is, in my opinion, I don't have one, and I don't really have a desire to get one. Because all it looks like is a shiny volcano, and I don't like the volcano on a design aspect. So why would I get a shiny volcano that uses all proprietary stuff? It's the only reason I'm not a fan of it. It just looks, you know, shiny for the sake of shiny. Did I take the other idler off, or did it fall? I think it fell. Maybe it fell. I don't know. Okay, one for extrusion. Are parts designed to compensate for shrinkage? Through either just known rates or trial and error for the most part. Basically, all boron parts are designed with ABS in mind, so everything's tested in ABS. And if we run into fitment issues, things are adjusted. So everything's like built or designed and tested for ABS. So if you go to print it in something that's not ABS, you may have issues. I'm not going to take the rails off because I don't have anything to line them up yet. So I'm just going to leave them on there for now so I don't lose them. Or more likely lose the carriage off the rail. Feet off. Use the cheater bar. I have a 6-foot bar pipe in my toolbox at work that I use for like 1-inch bolts. Like I have a collection of pipes at work that I use specifically for Allen keys. know where my normal one is that I use. That's why I used the this is actually like an hex bit extension. I don't even know where I got this, but it works. Dad beat me for stripping the ball-ended key doing it. Yep, you have to be careful with ball-ended Allen keys. They are nice, like especially to get like on angles and whatnot. But you have to be careful because the ball has a tendency to strip the screw head, especially on the smaller diameter screws. And then also, you can break the ball off. And you will never know pain until you're trying to tighten a 1-inch bolt at the bottom of an 8-inch hole using a long Allen key like this, and you hear bang from the ball breaking off, and you can't get the ball out of the head of the screw, and you have to try and drill that out with a mag drill. It sucks, believe me, I know. Because it just spins. So what you do is you get the, you know, plasma torch, and you basically turn the whole thing to melted metal, and then you drill it out. By the way, I love how beefy the T-nuts are on 3030. Beefcake. But yeah, this is a Masumi frame, dev frame, so it had some extra holes in it because some stuff changed during design. But yeah, I bought the frame undrilled and untapped, and I did all the drilling and tapping myself on this. So, no, I didn't do it by hand. I just kind of went to work and used the Bridgeport there. E2Q, welcome. Thank you for becoming a member. By the way, does that actually mean anything, or is that like you accidentally copied a credit card or an encrypted password into the username section when you created the account? I get a Z-Bot logo as my flare. I don't know what a Z-Bot is, and I haven't set up any flares yet, custom anything. I gotta do that. Like, I gotta sit down and like set up the Streamlabs OBS stuff. Like, oh, right now the text is like scrolling from bottom to top. I want it from top down. I gotta actually join, pay the $12 a month or whatever it is, so I can get custom gifts and whatnot when people sign up. Because right now, like, if you donate, I think, or become a member, it's just like a zombie or something like that in the free version. I gotta go fix all that and create some custom stuff. To MS Paint we go. Okay, so the frame's disassembled. Now I just gotta take the... Oh yeah, the Z. Like, where is this belt from? Or the Y. I keep calling the Y the Z on this one. I seen a picture of the Voron logo made with all the Voron parts shrunk down into a logo. You can print and stick on one of your panels. Anyone know where I can find it? I believe it might be on the GitHub. I think. I'm sure if you ask in the Discord, somebody will be able to link it to you. I know what picture that is. I have it on my computer upstairs, but I can't remember from where. I finally figured out Clipper and converted all my printers. Nice. Honestly, like, 26 here was my last holdout on RipRap firmware. And I finally got that over to Clipper. It runs better on Clipper. Same hardware, different firmware, it runs better on Clipper. Which I'm going to have to figure out how to get power over here to these printers. Like, get an extension cord or something. And that's the XZ idler. Like, it's 2 pieces, and everything, all the, pretty much every component of this printer is 2 pieces and bearing stacks. That's it. This is it for your XZ idler. It's literally printed parts and bearing stacks. It's super simple. Please move the printers so they're better viewed in the videos. If you're talking about the current setup, yes, they will be moved. This is just temporary because I don't have another bench. I need to get another bench. But these 2 will be over here. And then I'll have the smaller ones here on a taller bench because this bench is too short. So it's going to move that way. Smaller ones will be there. And then the actual plan is, and one of the reasons I went to this setup is if I do like standalone instructional video where I like just me talking in front of the camera, I'll be able to have the camera over there with the workbench and the printers flanking me, and I'll just have like a little pop-up bench or something in front of me, so I'll actually have like a busy background, because that's the thing. Maybe I'll get some, what is it, purple and blue lighting or whatever. That's what all the streamers use. Nano leaves or something. I don't know. All the zip ties, you don't want to lose your rails. Carriage off the rails. The bad when it slides off, it's when it slides off and lands on the floor, and then you lose all your ball bearings. There's one. Randy March coming over for an open wall concept. I was talking about this with somebody at work, and they're like, just knock the wall down between the 2 rooms. Because the room I was in previously is like on the other side of that wall right there, right? It's the 2 spare bedrooms in my basement. And he's like, just knock down the wall, just open the whole thing up, then you just get one big room. And I'm like, I would honestly love to do that, but I need a spare bedroom still. Like, I can't have, like, just... I would love to, but I can't. Plus, the big point of moving into this room is not underneath my master bedroom anymore. So that means when we go late on the streams, like we always do, my wife can actually sleep. Plus, it would allow me to, because I work steady afternoons. This allows me to actually like do stuff in here after work, where before I couldn't because I'd make noise. Still need a boron delta. Honestly, I think the Switchwire is the closest thing you're gonna get to a boron delta, and that's Correct said. Although honestly, okay, you want boron delta, the V2, it just uses 4 for Z in a traditional X Core XY gantry. The modified delta. What are we gonna do that Switchwire is disassembled? Rebuild it. If you just joined the stream, if you're asking that question because you just joined the stream, nirecue sent me a goodie package with a bunch of LDO stuff, and included in that was Switchwire LDO motors, because these are using, this one was using stepper online motors, which they work just fine. But when LDO motors show up, can't say no to that. And then also, a blue anodized Switchwire frame from LDO. That's the part why I'm really rebuilding it. Just hang a Switchwire off the ceiling on a rope. Was it the V0? Yeah, it was the V0 that I flipped upside down while it was printing. Don't do that, kiddies. Can we see the frame? I would like to see the frame. Yes, you can see the frame. 1 second. Let me just finish taking this one apart, because we got to talk colors. Well, the purple frame's nice. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the blue frame. The purple's just cool looking though. But I didn't even know he was sending me a frame, so I had no input on it. But I'll pull up the video what the blue frame reminds me of. Because actually, now that I have the blue frame and I remember what it reminds me of, the color, I'm actually really happy I got the blue frame. MB 699 super chat. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Printer flip plus plus. Do a sick ollie, bro. Does anyone have any experience with the AliExpress V0 kit? It depends which one. There's a few. I know people have had some issues with blue roll stuff. And I've heard that the Magic Studios ones are pretty good. Yeah, that's all I know. Okay, so... Optimus Prime Switchwire blue and red. I'm kind of leaning towards that, blue and red, but I'll talk about colors in a minute. Okay. So, now I have a spare Switchwire frame, I guess. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Oop. What do we got here? Blade Scraper, $10. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. F it here. Another coffee or two. Awesome. So, in terms of coffees, pointless segue. I have time off coming up because, you know, Christmas. So I don't know if next Saturday there'll be a Saturday stream. I'm going to try to because it's just Boxing Day in Canada. So I'll probably do it. But I will try to do a daytime stream or two between now and the new year. Simply for the fact I know a lot of Europeans like the channel and watch the show. Especially the Germans. So the second most, or the second country in terms of viewership after the Americans. So I'm going to try and do a daytime stream sometime over the holidays. So you guys can watch live. And I think that stream will literally just be doing dumb speed stuff on the V2 where we just see how fast we can print, and I'll bring in a fan or something to try and cool down the parts even more. Because that is unfortunately one of the things with the V2s or all Borons with the Afterburner tool head. They're not designed for super obscene cooling because we normally don't need that much cooling. I run my part fans at 10 to 15% normally. So that will probably take place sometime during the holiday. I'll do a daytime stream where we just, you know, see how fast we can print. Do it live. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this Switchwire frame. I'll figure something out. Put it somewhere. Under here for me. It can go with a dog hair. Ooh. Jody Woo, €50 through Super Chat. You didn't say anything. Oh, you just said the puppy. Aw, thank you, man. Appreciate it very much. Cover some of that money, sell it to me. I might raffle it off or something. Or just not raffle it off. I might just, I don't know, one of the holiday streams, I'll probably do a giveaway or something. We'll see. I'll think about it. I might also hang on to it for the extrusions because I can use them for other things. I'll think about it because they are kind of scuffed up and hacked because I had to change stuff. Blue frame, blacked out red. Well, if I was going to black it out, I would have saved all the parts. I don't want to do a black. All my printers have black parts, so I want to try and do something different. Going LDO purple, KVB black, main KVB proper purple accent. Ooh, that'll be cool. You're in Norway, but I'm still here now. You're crazy. Land of Shitzel needs to get Nero some pretzels. Build a DIY Caribou printer with the 3030. What's a Caribou printer? Caribou printer. I do like to try and hang on to extra stuff until I have enough to build another printer. Okay, it looks it's a standard i3, it looks like. I don't know, it looks like a Prusa, honestly. 420, it uses that number, haha. So €848. I'm assuming that's a 220 millimeter. So yeah, it's like a DI. I don't know. Can you convert a TR10 into a Switchwire? Yes, you can, but be aware, it's the same thing like Core XY, where the belt pass can get quite long. But it will work, and I think somebody has already done it or is in the process of doing it. It should be fine. Honestly, it'd probably be better than the current setup on a CR10 because it's cheap Creality. But yeah. Use the Switchwire frame for the ceiling mount. We'll see. I gotta figure that all out. That would probably just be on tube steel because it's gotta run like a 10-foot span or something like that. Beefy bonds. Beefy bonds. Yeah. 30, 30, 30, 60 bonsai. Okay, let's get the new frame out. That's another thing I gotta get. I gotta get like a pad to stand on. Right now I'm just standing on the ground. Okay. LDO stickers. All the LDO stickers. There we go. There you go, Jason. You know the camera's slightly in the way. Oop. There we go. There you go. Now I got a million LDO stickers. That is a very nice blue. I also like the fact that it's they do all the machining on it before anodizing. So yeah, here we go. So what they do is they actually cut them to size. They do all the tapping. And then they anodize them. I gotta put my head behind it, that's right. And then they anodize them. So you get a really nice finish on it. Just hope I don't scuff them up. Make a contest for the old Switchwire frame. I might do something with it. Well, I'm gonna think on it. We shall see. Oh god, more LDO stickers. We'll just give away LDO stickers. The color tones compared between all the components. With my crappy eyes, pretty much the same. I don't see any variance. Maybe in like outdoor lighting there might be some, but in here with just, you know, studio lighting, it looks just fine. Like, I mean, by the time you get it all built anyways, you're probably going to have scuffs on it, some scratches, some dings. Like, printers are only ever shiny the first time you run them. How much is that kit? I don't know. I think it's... Go to... Here, let's go to... Most of you guys are in the States, so printed solid. Shop. Go to the Voron section of LDO, or a printed solid. There you go, frame kit. So blue is $74.90 for the Switchwire frame kit. They also make purple and black. Yep. Yeah, and LDO is cheaper than Masumi, as Raymond said there. That's why you go with black anodize and fix it with a Sharpie. Yep. Like, for example, like these ones, you can see there's like, this is where the vertical gantry attaches. We had to shift the hole a little bit, so I had to drill 2 holes. But you can see like it's got scuffs on it already, right? That's, you know, you have raw extrusion sitting against it, tighten up against it and whatnot. So. Okay, so that's that. Should I start building the frame? Because it won't take long to build the frame. So I think I'll build the frame and then we'll go over colors after. So we'll finish with colors, because then we can just talk until we're done. Okay, let's build a frame. Plus, with the frame, I think it'll be easier to figure out color pattern. So, as you know, there is no manual yet for Switchwire. Whip, work in progress. But we do have the CAD, and it's such a simple build. So let's turn off everything but the frame. So that's what we're going to build right there. Wonder why they don't have red. I don't know. Okay, so these guys. Okay. Good thing I put all the big beefy screws I'm going to need back in the bin with all the other stuff. Okay, so somebody was saying there was a tapping issue with these potentially. Will I be cutting this video up for builder tips? I probably should do that. I keep meaning to do it, but I haven't. Because I have to download the... I don't save my videos. I should be doing that. I might do that going forward now. I didn't know how far we would get today, but I could clip it, or clip some of the portions, because if I download it off YouTube, it only downloads at like 720p, which is kind of poopy. Scratch everything up. Okay. Oh, keep forgetting to change cameras. Okay, so for this guy, we need to be inset, inspect. $90 mil. Well, here's tapping aluminum can be kind of gummy. So if you tap aluminum with like a used tap or like a tap that's not fresh, you can get an issue where it just kind of it cuts the threads, but it doesn't cut them like super clean. So they're tapped, they're just kind of gummy. Like it's not a super uncommon thing. Hydro dip the frame. That would be kind of cool. Build the whole frame up by itself and then hydro dip it in a pattern. That probably would be pretty sweet. Red frame with black parts that would look sick. So in terms of color, like the idea I'm kind of thinking of is I have been playing Cyberpunk. Is potentially going with blue frame, purple parts with yellow accent. That's kind of the idea I'm thinking of right now. Let's see what the front one is. So it's 90 in the back. And 90 in the front. It's the same. A Switchwire mini using Prusa mini parts. You can, so the Switchwire is kind of designed to be very scalable. So like you can make this as small as you want, really. Like you probably could do a 180. Prusa Mini's 180, I believe. You can scale it down to 180, probably no problem. Awesome, Buggy still played 36 hours. I played 12 hours, I think, so far. 2 characters. I started off with generic nomad, me gun, me shoot, bad guy type character, and then I finished the Act 1 part, and then I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to do something a little bit different. So I started over as a corpo, going melee with with a katana. And so far I'm having more fun with that. But I haven't played since like Tuesday, and I got it on computer, so I think I've had one crash the desktop, and that's it. I'm not seeing major issues. We gotta put our now these extrusions right here, the two 30-30 on the X here connecting the 30-60s, they're tight, but they're not super tight. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put this 20-21 in, screw this one down tight, and that will make sure that these two right here are squared up, right? So they're not on an angle, because screwing them to this will kind of square them up, and then you can tighten the other ends. Yeah, super dry. Yeah, see, nylon does, it just sucks up moisture. Like, either straight from a dehumidifier into a dry box and print from the dry box. I haven't had any crashes after 20 hours. I haven't noticed any big glitches either. Nice. Yeah, PC, you can tell it's developed on PC, and the console guys are having an issue. Poor 2080 Super struggling in some areas with RTX. I have my main rig is a 3700X, an AMD 3700X, and a AMD 5700 XT for the graphics card. And I'm playing at 1080p because I have a 165 hertz 1080p monitor, right? I have no problem playing at 1080p. The monitor is this far from my face. But on Ultra, with a few settings turned down to high, no RTX obviously, I'm getting anywhere from like 60 to 80 FPS, and it averages like 77 or something, or 67 or something like that. Which, it's not a multiplayer game. It's not like a competitive multiplayer game, so it's fine. Like I have the monitor has FreeSync, so it's butter. So. Okay, what's the spacing here? Oh, sorry. Sorry, I keep forgetting to change the view. Yeah. 140. Yell at me when I forget to change the monitor. Sorry, guys. $4K is on a 1080 Ti isn't too bad. That's nice. Like the fact that people are still rocking 1080 Ti's, it like blows me away that card has held up for that long. R1600 and 1060 still going strong. Nice. If you need a frame counter, Steam, if you go into the Steam settings, there's like a little FPS overlay. It's really small and it sits in the corner of the screen. That's what I use. Ooh, Brian B, $6.99, dedicating this one to Jim. His wife must have seen the credit card statement right now. Ah, Jim. Okay, I goofed. Hole. Hole. Let's spin this around, why don't we? Easy fix. Easy fix. Didn't even scuff the paint. I mean, what kind of stream would it be if I didn't screw one thing up? I like my green cards. I had a 1060 before I got the reason I have the 5700 XT was I got it beginning of this year roughly. It was at a price I really couldn't say no to at the time. And I have a VR setup. I got a Rift, and my 1060 was kind of at its limit there. The 5700 XT is like a champ though. It pretty much trades blow with the 2070 Super, which at 1080p is all you really need. And I don't like RTX, I don't need RTX. I want the 69 nice 100 XP. Nice. Although I will say, NVIDIA definitely beats AMD when it comes to like the suite, like the stuff that comes with the graphics card. Like right now, the stream's running on a 1060 with an NVENC encoder. NVENC is awesome. Should probably check where that. Also, if you want to know something that's really annoying, try using a slicer software, a CAD software, and then a separate CAD software at work that you have to use for like looking things up, how things go together. And all of them have different command shortcuts. Like not all of them use a scroll wheel to zoom in and out. Zoom, like rotate is different cut key combinations, and try switching between them like on a daily basis. It's fun. Like, why isn't it zooming? Oh wait, I gotta shift, hold middle mouse button. Okay, okay. What am I doing? Right here. No, that's not what I want. I want there. No. 165. Okay. I'm trying to remember how I did this last time. I think I did it like this with it hanging off the edge of the table. Where are the big Emmys? Yeah, there. Yeah, the tapping on this is perfect. Like, there's no issues with the threading on any of these tap holes. So, if that was an issue at the time, it's not an issue anymore. Golden Jaguar, welcome. There we go. Frames built. So what is it? It's 10:30. Wow, we might actually finish the stream on time today. Wow. So we completely destroyed the Switchwire that I had, and by destroy I mean take it apart. And we built the frame for the new one. And it's bleh. So as for what this reminds me of, and why I'm happy with the color now, let me pull it up here. So I'm going to be kind of dating myself. Well, not dating myself. I'm not that old. I'm only 32. But this is what... Let me turn the music off, because you're gonna enjoy this. It's a bit of 90s for you. This is what this color reminds me of. And if you had one of these, you know what color I'm talking about. Yeah, the ice blue Game Boy Color. Or Game Boy Pocket, sorry. That was my first Game Boy, by the way. But yeah, there's the color right there. So, it's slightly darker, but it's pretty close. So that's what that reminds me of. So as soon as I realized that that's what the color reminds me of, I was like, okay, I'm happy I got that color now. So. The Atomic Purple. I had the Atomic Purple Game Boy Color, I believe. I don't know. It was one of the ones you could see through. Or that might have been the N64. But yeah, so we got our frame built. Let's talk colors now. Okay, so in terms of colors, see what we got. Yeah, I gotta. Why am I using screwdriver? Neanderthal. Let me just pull out what I have on stock. Because obviously, if we're not using something I have on stock, I'm gonna have to order it. So I probably won't get it before next stream. And with Christmas, and then I have to actually print the parts. So. Where does this even start? Oh, okay, there's the start. Wow, it's just there. I've never actually dealt with a coil before. We should go back to printing, undermining Nero's check. that orange or red? It's boron red. All the packets. And the blue is blue. SBU blue, whatever that means. So we got that. We got that. Let's see what else we have. So I do have from Matter Hackers. I got their black. If I'm going to use black, I'm going to try this. It's the Matter Hackers build black ABS. I do have light blue. Matter Hackers. Which, if you need anything from Matter Hackers, there is an affiliate link below to help yourself out. And help me out. So we got. Or light blue. I got orange. This is Kodak orange. This is the same orange I used on V0. And gray. I got gray, silver. Silver. And I have this is charcoal gray, which is like a really dark gray, but it's ASA. So there's that. Blue mini color, red accent color, Superman colors. Telling you get energetic to engrave a Spider-Man look on the flex plate. It's fine. Orange with silver accent. I don't know if I have enough orange though. This is only like a 750 gram spool and it's not full. I can't remember how much plastic you need for Switchwire. It's because the skirts eat up a lot. If I go with the red, because the idea I had was to use purple as the main color and then yellow as the accent color. Because then it would be basically like trying to cyberpunk. But now that I see the frame like in lighting with a bunch of other colors around, I don't think that would work. Print skirts in PLA. Yeah, I could print them in PLA, but I still need the color. I don't have orange PLA either. My PLA, I have like, you know what? This is it for PLA. And most of these are like really partial. And one of those is even PETG. And then I do have this orange, but this orange is like pale. Like this is a really pale orange once printed. It's not a good orange. I don't like it at all. Light blue and black. I do light blue. That's really light blue. I'm thinking I might try the ASA. It's like a dark charcoal gray. Yeah, I have a roll. Yeah, the Kodak orange. Like I bought this on sale. Somebody was on clearance somewhere. It's actually a really nice orange. You're allowed PETG. That is the roll of PETG that I used to print my V1. That's the only PETG I have. Is the roll that I used to print my V1 on my Monoprice Select Mini 3 years ago. I still have it. Tells you how much I use PETG. The other light blue. Oh, so this is the. Let me open it up here. Oh wait, here. Let me turn off the pop filter, or the so you guys can hear it. Okay, turn the music off. Okay, you ready? It didn't hiss that well. fine year. Okay, so this is Matter Hackers Build ABS. I haven't tried any of the Matter Hackers ABS yet. They sent it to me to try out, so I'm going to try it at some point. Turn the noise suppression back on. There we go. Okay, so we have this blue. It's actually a very light blue. I kind of like that. So do I use that as the accent or main? Got the red. Got the charcoal. Gray. Silver. Actually, I might have another thing of silver too. No, that's it for silver. And then I got more red and more blues. I don't have white ABS, and I don't like white ABS. Accent with charcoal main. I'm thinking use the ASA for the main parts. Blue with silver accent. So that would be... I'm trying to like look at the colors on a monitor that is like 15 years old. So blue with silver accent. I don't know, that might be too much blue. People like this the light blue though. The old parts were just black, right? Like it's black. This is decent ABS plus black, right? Yeah, it's too much blue. And the orange. Actually, blue and orange actually looks kind of nice. The blue and orange. So I wonder. That work? So the charcoal and the orange. So blue is a frame, and either orange or charcoal. What's everyone thinking? Oh yeah, I can change the colors in Fusion 360, can't I? Deciding which color theme is the worst first world problem. Charcoal's too dark. Yeah, I could see it being too dark. I just have 4 spools of the stuff and I need to use it on something. Although honestly, I'll probably use it for the for Toasty Boy because it's pure ASA instead of ABS Plus. Let's see here. Orange with white. Blue and gunmetal. I don't like, this is all I have for the gray. Like I'm trying to think of like, because if I use these colors, I can start printing the parts like tonight, basically. And we're good to go for next week. Yeah, otherwise I have to buy filament. And if I buy filament, with, you know, it being Christmas next week and everything going to be shut down and whatnot. And, oh yeah, global pandemic. I probably won't be getting it till the new year. Red and gray. I could use the red. Silver, dark orange. Although, honestly, this orange with the blue is actually really nice in person. But I'm thinking use the orange as an accent, but then I need something to go primary. And I don't, the silver. This is hard. if like the orange, if you want to know what the orange looks like with black, like this is the orange with black on a silver frame. Okay. And then if you want to see what the orange looks like, there we go. Apparently, pulling on the, okay, there we go. Now, when I pulled the little DIY Stream Deck up, it unplugged USB for a second and plugged back in, and for some reason, that reset voice meter on the USB mic. So, but yeah, so the orange, if I go orange with the primary and light blue for the accent, because I'm worried if I go light blue full on, it'll be too much blue. Ooh, Brian B, $6.99. Hello. Hello there. Any advantage to using those 4040 heat sinks on the stepper motors on the V2? I've been printing enclosed ABS for 3 years, well, 2.5 years on the V2, with no heat sinks on my motors, and they've been fine. Yeah, too much blue. So I kind of want to use this orange. I don't know if I'd have enough for the skirts, but I definitely have enough for all the other parts. Or at least the front skirts. I should be fine for the front skirts. Or I can print them at like 2 layers. Maybe the red and light blue. Yeah, I think I am going to go with the orange. And not the dark blue. Dark blue is dark. And then light blue accent, maybe. Or dark accent. Go with like charcoal or black for the accent. I do want to use this orange. I do want to use this orange now. Crayon Switchwire. Oh, where's my mouse at? I think light blue for main and orange for accent, to be honest. See, I don't want to use blue, though, because I don't want to use blue main, because the frame's already blue, and that's too much blue. Black accent and use the old ones. No, I'm going to print all new parts anyways. Think print what I like. Oh, yeah, I could do that, too. Late to the stream. Josh, I ripped apart the Switchwire because I got an LDO frame and some LDO motors. So I'm going to be rebuilding the Switchwire. But right now we're trying to figure out colors. It's a different shade. Feel free to ignore us. I do want to use the orange. I still vote for orange main and the other silver or black charcoal accent. You know what? I'm going to go orange main for sure. I'm calling that now. So orange main. So now we need to figure out an accent. Hoping I have enough orange here. We'll see. Honestly, I will have enough orange because there's literally like all the parts right here. This biggest debate to date. Yes, it is. You know what? I'm going to go orange, and then I'm going to print the accents in charcoal and see how they look. Because honestly, there ain't many accents on this guy, right? There's the hood there on the afterburner, the latch. I don't have this part here because bring it back. Hit the panels. I don't have this part here because I'm running direct feed. So it's pretty much that part, these two parts, and this part down here. So accent isn't really a huge thing on Switchwire. If I had a nice green. I bought a spool of winter green or pine green ABS, and when it showed up, it was PLA. And then when I wanted to get it replaced, they said, oh, we don't have anything left. You can keep it. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to start printing the orange main. And then, like, I have silver already. I have a few Boron hood afterburner accents already. So we'll see. Okay, so we figured out colors. Let me try putting this on spool. I got to put that on spool. Let me grab an East-on spool. Go. See how easy it is to swap on the Gators fans. I don't watch that hand egg stuff. Is nylon or CF nylon too flexible for boron part? CF nylon probably be okay. I think regular nylon, because some of the boron parts are long and flat, you may have issues. I know I'm going to probably print some of the Toasty Boy parts, and if I can get my hands on some good CF nylon, I'm going to try that. But I'm building Toasty Boy so I can print the high temp stuff. Or higher temp stuff. I could do it on my V2, but I want a dedicated machine for higher temp stuff. Okay, so I got some of these. Do I have an adapter for that eSun spool? Oh, that's too fat. I was hoping... Okay, these are wider. I think the purple accent... I don't have purple ABS, though. Can I get a reusable filament holder? These are just... It's just an eSun spool. eSun spools are 2 parts with screws. But I gotta print a spacer, it looks like. Print an adapter to make it fit better. Okay, I'll print one of those off. This is why you don't cut the zip ties. But yeah, they're just held in with 2 nuts. You can send it to me. Yeah, if you can link it to me on the Discord. That would be super swell. Spacer on Thingiverse. Okay, yeah. Either somebody will link me one, or I'll just find one. Like, it's a spacer. I could probably just wrap it with tape or something to fill the gap for now. But no rush. I'm not going to be printing this stuff right now anyways. Although I probably will get 26 set up so I can actually print the orange stuff. Yeah, that'll look good. I think that'll look good. So we'll have orange main, And then I'll try the charcoal for the accent. And if it's too much, like literally it's 4 parts. Like there, oh, and these little doodads up here. Like it ain't a big deal. I have eSun, but the black spools are glued together. I have a stack of eSun empty spools as tall as the ceiling in the other room. And they're all like that, but they're all eSun ABS Plus, so. Okay. So I think I'm going to call it there tonight. That was actually more productive than I thought. Yeah. Put this stuff away now. I don't have enough room in my box for all this. ABS Plus. Oh, that's ABS Plus. I have like 8 partial spools of ABS Plus. Okay. And I will try this Matter Hacker. Maybe I'll use the Matter Hacker stuff for when I'm doing the speed prints, because why not? Check up on chat here. That go well today? Yes, it did. Like I honestly, tearing apart a printer is always quicker than putting it back together. So I'll get the parts printed up. Hopefully next week. So you have red and blue and want purple. Any chance you have a dual? Yeah, I had a printer with a high splitter. Unfortunately, I just ripped it apart. I am really liking this frame though. I am really liking this frame. I'm really digging this. Yeah, that's way too much blue. Yeah, the silver is too light. But yeah. So I think I'm gonna call it there, guys. I don't have much to clean up unless you guys want to watch me sort screws. But that was a fun little stream tonight. We got the Switchwire torn apart. We got the frame built. So hopefully the next stream, as long as I can get all the parts printed in time, which I should, we will be... Oh, I got to put the printer on the ground. Crud. None of my benches are bolted to the wall or anything, so I can't really print Voron speeds right now because everything wobbles like mad. So I'll put that on the ground and print. As always, be safe out there. Wash your hands. Hope you all had fun tonight. For those that donated to the stream, I thank you as always. Anything you guys donate, of course, gets funneled right back into the stream. $50 in paint to make the walls not a crappy beige color. It is what it is. So anyone who joined and became a member, thank you. I also have a Patreon as well. If anyone wants to join the Patreon, help support the channel, support myself. Be safe out there. Hope you had fun. Wash your hands and take care. Peace. You lie, you're here for the sparks.